guys, it's Mary here, and today we're talking about analysis paralysis, not knowing what to do, so you just don't do anything when it comes to marketing your side hustle and selling your leather goods. That's what we're talking about today. I just want to go ahead and share this into the group real quick. Give me a second. There it is. Sharing it into the Leather Tamers. If you're not a part of the Leather Tamers, come and join us. It's a really fun group. For those of you who don't know me, as I mentioned, my name is Mary, and I am the host of the Leather Beast website as well as the Leather Tamers Facebook group. And I teach you how to create beautiful traditional leatherwork as well as how to sell that leatherwork, basically by starting small side hustles. So that's what I do. And today, like I said, we're talking about how to get over analysis paralysis. Before we get into that, I just want to mention there's still a couple spots left in the free masterclass on Monday, April 30th. If you haven't signed up for that yet, you might want to go check that out. We're talking about mistakes that people make when they first start selling their leather goods, and we're also talking about 4 phases in the process of basically going from goal setting to targeting your customer to promoting to selling. So check that out. You can go to leatherbeast.com/side hustle to save your spot. Okay, so I've got to admit, I've definitely been guilty of this, the analysis paralysis, and basically just kind of not knowing what to do, so I don't do anything. I'll give you an example with Instagram, for example. Like, there's so many different sort of like rules, non-rules, like, what do I post? Does it really matter if I've posted a couple of personal photos in there that kind of go with my brand but don't really go with my brand? Or does it really matter if I'm, only using these certain hashtags but not all of these other hashtags? Does it really matter sort of if I'm only posting photos of products and not the behind the scenes photos as well? There's all these like things that people are like, no, this is the right way to do it, this is the wrong way to do it. And whenever you kind of come to that crossroads, the social media crossroads, sometimes you just kind of get like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. And it's also like, oh, who should I be following? I should just be following everybody, right? The more people that I'm following, the better, right? I don't know. So those were some of the things that really kind of got me to this place where I just didn't post anything on my Instagram for like months, like literally months. I was just kind of like, I'm not doing it. I don't know what to do, and I'm just not gonna. I was just kind of like overwhelmed with like the options, and so I fell into the analysis paralysis, which is really bad because that's just time wasted, because I couldn't make a freaking decision on what photos to post, and it's just not a good place to be. You got to make a decision at some point. So long story short, I figured it out, basically. I kind of got over my analysis paralysis doing 2 things. A lot of trial and error. I just kind of started testing things, testing different times of day to post, testing different hashtags to use, and then kind of using, on Instagram where you can kind of see your analytics and you can see sort of who you're reaching, how many people you're reaching. And so I just started to really kind of dive in and take notice of those things, and from there I was kind of able to see like what was working and sort of form strategies around that. But the big thing that kind of worked was I did take a class on Instagram And I learned strategies from this person who had already kind of been through the whole trial and error thing. Like, I learned directly from someone who's already done it and who knew like what it was that I should be doing, or what sort of some of these strategies are that could give me really good results. So that was awesome, because then I was just kind of like, okay, I have a path, I know what to do. And it also, it gave me new strategies to use, but then it also kind of confirmed some of the things that I had already sort of been like, okay, I think this is the way I should do this. This is probably a good time to post. These are probably the good types of pictures to post. And taking a class and learning from somebody else, that kind of confirmed that what I was doing was right. So it was kind of awesome. It was like a total transformation. And then I kind of lost that analysis paralysis. I mean, it's kind of a small thing when you think about like, oh, Instagram, like it's not the end of the world, but I mean, Instagram is like a super powerful thing if you're using it correctly, especially if you're a small business. There's a lot of people that are just kind of fooling around on there, but if you're a small business, you can really leverage Instagram to really get in front of the people you want to be getting in front of. So, what else? I was also able to check out my competition and see what they were doing, and just kind of learning new techniques for that, for how to find them and how to kind of see what they're doing and see if I can apply it to my own Instagram channel. And there were kind of three main things that came out of what I learned. Three kind of sort of golden rules for Instagram, and some of them are actually sort of common sense, but they just like really confirmed some of the things that I was already doing. The one thing is, and this is probably the biggest thing, is that you can't beat a well-lit, sharp photo. I mean, a lot of people post sort of blurry photos. I've done it before myself because I'm like, oh, I want to share this, but the photo's kind of crappy, but I'm just going to post it anyways. But really, if you're really focusing on super sharp, crisp, not blurry, really well lit photos, it's just going to be, it's going to look so much better. It's going to be inspiring for people. People are going to appreciate the time you took to get that well lit photo. All these things, even if they're not realizing it, people are drawn to that sort of, you know, good photos as opposed to dark, blurry, not very well lit photos. So that was the first thing. Second thing is, oh, who to follow. I actually went through my full Instagram and kind of just started unfollowing the people, sorry guys, but unfollowing the people that weren't really relevant. They weren't really relevant to, as far as my side hustle is concerned. So they weren't really my ideal customers. They weren't, you know, sort of my competition that I want to keep tabs on. They were just kind of these people that I had followed along the way because I thought that, oh, you're supposed to just follow everyone who follows you or likes your photo. I mean, that's one strategy. I don't really subscribe to that strategy. So kind of tailoring who you're following, so then whenever you're going through your own feed, you can really engage with the people that are on your feed that are your target audience, you know, that are going to have, that are going to be posting things that then you can comment on and then they see you. So I think having a really targeted audience on your Instagram is really important, and it just helps with staying super streamlined, super focused with your strategy there. And then the last thing, again, which is kind of common sense, is just being consistent. Like, you can't really take 3 months off and expect everybody to stick around, you know? I lost a lot of followers when I did that. Not because they like, were like, oh, you're not posting, I'm gonna unfollow you. I think it's just people lose interest. They forget about you, you know? So I think it's really important to stay consistent, and that's one of those super basic things, but Usually the simplest thing is the thing that is oftentimes really effective. So being consistent, and whether it's posting once a day or once a week, but just making sure you're staying on the forefront of people's minds, of your ideal customers' minds, and yeah, just kind of staying in the game. So those are my tips. Those are the things that I learned. That's how I kind of got over my analysis paralysis, was by sort of digging in and doing the work, and also learning from somebody else who had something that they could teach me. It was super valuable. I'd probably still be struggling with some of these things. Not that I'm not still struggling with some of these things, because social media is always changing, and the way people use social media is always changing, so that's always going to be a moving target. But yeah. So if you're having analysis paralysis of your own, you need to snap out of it. You need to get some help, or just start trial and error and just start trying things. Notice what you're trying and then analyze your results, see what happens, and take note of that, and then make tweaks and changes along the way. That's really the only way to do it, whether you're going to do it by trial and error or you're going to get some help from somebody. But you got to do it, and you got to step out of your analysis paralysis. I like that term. Take action, get moving. It's not going to happen on its own. And also take action and save your spot in the free masterclass. If you found any of this helpful, then you're definitely going to find the masterclass helpful. And if you're starting a side hustle, or you've already started your side hustle, you probably want to check it out. So I hope to see you there. And again, you can sign up for that at leatherbeast.com/side hustle. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.